How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the workshop at the old Relais. Today is all about bending a bit of this. Right, so what we're going to do this week is we're going to try and bend this to create a sort of banister rail cap on the wall that we're creating in the new suite, the Templar suite. So it just finishes off this wall, and the wall is there. It's a little, small wall to stop the disparity in the two levels of flooring. Bending this wood. So that's what we're going to do. I have done bending wood before with this method that I'm going to show you, but it was a very thin piece and it was not oak. First job today though is we're going to put some nice straight edges on these pieces of wood. I've got about half a dozen of these. There should be enough. Put some edges on them and clean them up. So, table saw, jig, planer. I don't know if you can get that on camera. That's like a figured oak. I've never seen that. Figured oak. You get this on maple all the time, but this figured oak is absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's got dents in it, but it's actually smooth. So that's a quick. What we've done is we've taken all our edges off. So we've got straight sides and we've planed it down to 25mm, an inch thick. So that's my board. What we're going to do now is try the idea that I've got to bend the wood. Now this is a technique that a lot of people use, and what we're going to do is cut successive grooves in the back, which obviously will allow the wood to do that. So I'm just setting my blade up to the distance from the top. I want to get as close as I can, so you're probably looking at 3mm away from the top of the thing. So this is all about trial and error. What works best, which will give me the most flexible bit of wood that I need, and obviously because I need it outer curves and inner curves. So it's just a tester piece, this one here.
Oh wow! And oh, I could hear it cracking.
Yeah.
Wow! I'm so impressed with that, baby.
So that's That might well do. Like the first kink. It's a lot stiffer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, you can hear it cracking. So it might well be that I have to go a little bit deeper. It could be the pieces here are too big. It's just a tester, but that might well work.
However, with a little bit more bending, the wood showed its capacity.
There you go, it broke. Which is a shame. But we know it's going to work. So that's the idea of experimentation. So that didn't quite work out the way I wanted. It's obviously the bend is too much for that wood that I'm using. So there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to thin down the piece of wood that I'm going to use. But what I do need to do is make formers so I can then clamp the wood in the position that I want to bend it. And then because we don't have the option to steam bend, which is something that I want to explore later on, is what I'm going to do is clamp it, progressively clamp it in position, but pour boiling water all over it to soften the fibres and to allow me to curve the wood. First of all though, I've got to make the formers. So what we do is we've got a couple of pieces of scrap chipboard here, and I've cut these down to the same size, and this is going to be for the centre section of the bend, and I've screwed those two together, so I've got two pieces there. First thing I did is took a profile and something I can draw around, just a profile so I can scribe the actual bend on this piece. What I'm going to do now is cut this profile out roughly on my bandsaw, and then we'll take it and shape it properly on a spindle sander. Right, so that's my curve, and obviously if you've ever tried to cut two pieces of wood exactly the same and to give you the exact same profile, it's very, very difficult. So screw them together, cut them in one hit, shape them, and then you'll get exactly the same two bits of wood like that. So we could leave it like this, and we could just clamp our various positions, but what I'm going to do now is so I'm going to do a Blue Peter for you. So this is one we made earlier. I also need to say that.
Do you want a Blue Peter badge?
Oh, could I have a medal?
Does that mean you want a medal?
So this is what we did. So we did exactly the same thing with the two pieces of chipboard here. But what we've done is we've inserted some 50mm scrap that I had just to give, and we've cut these again on the bandsaw, and we've cut them and shaped them. So it gives a nice wide profile. So the piece of wood we're using for the cap is about 100mm wide. Just under, and this is just about 80mm wide, so it gives a nice profile. And what I've also done is I've cut some holes in here which will accept a clamp into there to clamp those down, And yeah, so we've got a nice straight edge here, straight edge here, straight edge here, that'll clamp them in the orientation that I want them to be in. So yeah, so that's part 1 of part 2 stroke 3.4. I don't know.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. Right, moment of truth. The moment of truth is to take these up, offer them up onto the wall, and see if it looks good. If it looks good and I can fix it on the wall, that'll be brilliant. And then it's going to be a fairly long process to fix them, and then fix the bits that I've cut, the side pieces on here, to sort of cover all the curve cuts. But the first thing is to go and offer it up and see if they actually work. As you see, that I'll be able to fix it in there, which is almost keeping the curve down. That's pretty good going, that, isn't it? Bending oak, don't you love it? Right, first bit on successfully. Let's get the rest of them on. So after a few failed attempts, Lisa finally gets her curved wall. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you will always get notified when we post new content. Please thumbs up, and if you've got any comments on how we did this, or if you know any easier ways of doing this, just in case I have to do it again, stick those in the comment box. It'd be fantastic to hear from you. If you want to see the full renovation of this wonderful place that we live, Chateau de Romagna, go over to the Chateau channel and that'll give you all the lowdown in that way. But we'll see you again very soon on the workshop of the old Relais.